We're going to begin laying down. I think we might start with flat on the floor, so you don't need a blanket. Finding parallel feet and legs, and noticing the length of your spine and how your body's feeling this morning. And finding the breath. As you lift your right leg off the floor, feel the core of the body engage. So you have thorough support for the spine. Good. We're going to hold the foot and the knee at 90 degrees from the hip and rotate your foot. So better to work thoroughly here than fast. Really try to move your foot right up to the edge of movement in your ankle. Nothing else is really moving, just your ankle and your foot, and everything else nice and relaxed in your upper body. Enjoying that deep breath in other direction. And then do your second side. Again, feel that thorough support for the core body, for the spine. So we're doing the left leg now. Left leg's not really moving. You're really thoroughly investigating the movement of the foot around the ankle. So remember, you can do this any time, of course, but it's such an important posture for keeping the alignment of your ankles, your knees, and your hips healthy, especially for walking and running. Good. And then pick up your right foot again, feeling that thorough support for your spine, and just forward and back. Seems so simple, but it really resets the alignment in the lower limbs. Paying attention to your parallel leg. Good. And left foot. Good. We're going to lift both feet off the floor and just have them knees over the hip, 90 degrees at the knees. And again, you want to feel like you've got really thorough support happening. Front core of the body supporting the spine. Press your back into the floor and take your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Now, we're going to try and lift the fingertips up, but I want you to keep your head and your neck relaxed. Good. So you can feel the front core of the body really switched on. Nice work. We're going to take the left leg out to straight, not touching the floor. Right arm overhead, not touching the floor. Back to center. Pressing your lower back. Left arm overhead, right leg out. Not quite touching the floor, out to straight. Good. We're going to keep going. Pressing the lower back. We're keeping the legs parallel. Last one. Nice work. Feet back down on the floor. Just enjoying that good alignment. Feet, legs. We're going to take the arms overhead. Take the palms facing up and feel the armpits relax. So as you take a few breaths here, tension that is naturally in the body starts to release. And feel a deep breath into that upper chest, middle chest, lower chest. Good. And then press your lower back into the floor again. Take your legs straight up. This time, point your toes up. Take your arms up from your shoulders. Press your back. Lift your toes, lift your fingertips. Good. And just a little, we'll take the legs towards the floor and the arms towards the floor overhead and back up to vertical. So you don't have to overdo this. Listen carefully to the core of the body. Feeling your back really supported. Feeling the muscle in the front of the core supporting. Feeling that deep breath. Good. And now try and touch your toes with your hands. Last one. Put your feet back down on the floor, parallel. Relaxing your core, relaxing your back. Take your arms overhead again, palms facing up, and feel the chest and the armpits lengthen and broaden. Breathing deeply. Good. And gently swinging your legs side to side. We want to keep that awareness on the core of the body as you start to swing the legs further and further, closer to the floor. Noticing where the body might be feeling a little bit tight. Maybe you can really feel that stretch down the sides of the waist, sides of the torso. All the way to the floor now. With core awareness so that there's a healthy spine. Good. And then we're going to push and release your arms. Either roll to your side or cross your feet at your ankles and roll on up. And we'll take an all forward position. Good. Walk your knees back, and we're going to keep the legs parallel here. Tuck your toes under. Take your hips back towards your heels, and then we'll stretch the arms forward as far as they'll go. And it's a balancing act here between how much can you let the hips back to the heels and the arms forward to lengthen the sides of the body. Top of the head reaching forward, shoulder blades reaching back. Good. We're going to reach forward now, bring the chest forward and come into upward facing dog pose. So you need to stretch your fingers out wide, press the fingerprints and let the hips drop forward and look up. We've got the toes tucked under for that. added mobility for the feet. Take the hips back again. Good. A couple of deeper breaths there. When you're ready, come forward. Hips come forward and drop towards the floor, and the chest lifts. Bring the chest through the upper arm. Good. Hips back. Take a couple of deep breaths there. Let the armpits lengthen. Draw the shoulder blades back. Chest forward. Good. And last one. Take the hips back towards the heels. Nice work. Bring your elbows onto the floor. So we've still got the toes tucked under, and we've got the fingers stretched out wide, pressing the fingerprints, and lift your knees just off the floor. Good. Draw the shoulder blades back and look forward. Nice work. And then release and rest your hands into child's pose. So whether that's beside you, I find that the most relaxing, but some people find hands in front, softly under the forehead. Finding that deep breath. Good. We're going to lift partially the torso. So lift up, and then you're going to swing your right arm in front of you to your left knee, and your left hand behind you around to the right hip. And then lay it back down towards the floor. Just move your arms as far as you can in those directions. You might slide your right arm out further. Maybe your head even touches the floor. Good. And then we use the core of the body to lift up partially again. Reach the arms out beside you and swing them around to the opposite side. So the left hand over to the right knee or even beyond. The right hand to the left hip. And then laying yourself back down. Good. Aware of the core of the body as you lift up partially. Good. Swapping side. Inhaling, lifting up. And swapping side. Last cycle. Inhale, lift up. Right hand reaches out. Inhale, lift up. And left hand reaches out to the right arm. Inhale, coming up. Good. We're going to come up to standing. So just feel what that takes. You might have to break it down into a few little movements. I'm going to try and tuck my toes under and roll back into a squat. And then lift up. And coming to the front of your mat. Take the arms out by your side, from your shoulders, so the chest feels forward. We'll have the palms facing forward here. And just start to turn your upper body from side to side. Because we've lifted the arms, just watch that tendency for the shoulders to squash up towards the ears. See if you can draw the shoulder. Nice. Back to center. Take your arms behind you. Hold your wrists or elbows or your prayer position, lifting the breastbone, looking up. And a little forward bend here. Now we're going to move with the breath. So as you exhale, you bend forward so you can feel the stretch in the back of the legs. But then we're going to roll up and find a back bend. And that's going to be on the inhale. As you exhale, bending forward, find the stretch in the back of the legs. As you inhale, you roll up and find your back bend here. Good, keep going. Notice as you make your back bend, the skin on the back relax. As you try to find the stretch in your legs, we can't help but stretch the skin of the spine. Trying to keep the tension out of the spine. Exploring suppleness, ease. And that ease only happens because we're aware of the power available in the core of the body. Aware that there is potential movement. We're looking forward to breath. Good, and then all the way up and release your arms. Take them out from your shoulders, stretch them back. Arms are facing forward and looking up. Good. Swap your arms the other way, so whichever hand was on top. Swapping around, or take your prayer position again. A little bit different this time. We're going to step the left foot back, only so far that you're feeling a stretch in your back leg, but you can keep your heel on the floor. And we've got the feet hip width distance. Now, if you feel wobbly here, you could release your arms and you could hold on to the seat of a chair in front. Sorry, I should have said that before. But it's just if you feel wobbly, checking in with your balance. All right, otherwise, we want to feel that connection of the feet to the floor. We're lifting the breastbone and looking up. Good. And then we're going to try that bending forward and lifting up. And you're going to try and do it with your legs straight. Lift your kneecaps. So you'll find a real resistance in the legs. You might have to go a little bit more slowly, a little bit more carefully, because we're compromising the balance here. So we're relying on the awareness in the feet and the legs, lifting the kneecap. As we exhale, looking for the resistance in the leg. As we inhale, try to find that back bend shape again, that feeling of the skin of the spine being relaxed. This will be your last one. Nice work. Whoa, and coming up. Good, and we're going to step forward. Release your arms. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Step forward. Let's see how we go balancing on the right foot. Bring your left tiptoes in front. You might need to keep your tiptoes on the floor. You might be able to lift your foot. You might even be able to lift the leg high, the knee high. Good, and then releasing that side. Take the arms behind you again. Let's hold a different way this time. Let's interlock the fingers and stretch the knuckles down. All of these arm positions help to keep that relaxed skin of the spine. Good. Step your right foot back so that you feel a stretch in the back of your right foot, but the heel is touching the floor, because we really need that good foundation. So remember, you haven't quite found your best foundation yet. You can release your hands and you can hold onto a chair for these. Good. We're going to really find our feet, the strength in our legs, looking up, and reach the knuckles down. And as you exhale, bend the torso forward. We're looking for the stretch in the legs as we go forward. And then as we inhale and come up, that easy skin over the spine, even though there's the challenge of the balance. Really concentrating. Finding the breath. All of that potential movement. Good. 2 more. Staying strong in your leg. Nice work. Stretch your knuckles down. Step forward and release your hand. Try and balance on your left foot. Bring your right foot in front on your tiptoes, or lift the foot or lift the knee. Good. And then releasing. Nice. Step your feet apart as wide as the mat. Outside edges of your feet can line up with the mat here. I'm going to take the arms out from the shoulders again. Good. Simple. As you bend forward, right hand over to the left toe. As you inhale and lift, come back up to your central point. As you exhale, left hand, right foot. Lift the right arm up to the ceiling and turn. Good. Come back up. Find your breath, the rhythm of this movement in your body. What feels awkward? What feels delightful? Last one, reaching to the left. Good, and then inhale and coming up. Good. Step the feet under the hips. Take the arms all the way up by the ears. Look up, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, Uttanasana. We keep the skin of the spine relaxed. And we look for the stretch in the leg. Your hands might be on your legs or the floor or the seat of your chair. You might have your legs bent and you can try straightening one and then the other, or maybe both together, but without causing tension, without the skin of the spine feeling taut. Relax your neck. Good. We're going to step back the left foot and a bigger distance this time, and we're going to bend the front knee. Now, when we lift up, you're going to have to really have your awareness in your feet, your legs, strong legs. Squeeze the right thigh against the femur bone. You're going to lift up and hold your balance. The arms are going to be by your ears into Virabhadrasana 1. Good. You bend your front knee just where it suits. Press the back heel. Lift the belly. Lift the breastbone. Draw the shoulder blades down. Small fingers reach up. Thumbs reach back. Good. Bring the hands together. Press them in front of the heart. Take them out from your shoulders. Good. And we're going to turn the torso to the left side, just as far as your hip allows, as your balance allows. Good. Keep the shoulder blades down, holding your balance. Lift the pelvic floor. Good. And then back to the front. Bring the hands in front of your heart and press them. Good. We're going to step forward and try to balance on your right foot. Left foot comes in front onto your tiptoes, or lift the foot or lift the knee. And you can even hold your knee if you're comfortable with that. Draw the shoulder blades down, finding your balance. Mm. Good, and then releasing that side. Feet under the hip. Take the arms up by your ears. Look up. Good. Bring the hands together. Press them in front of the heart. Take the right foot back. Nice. Oh no, we're going to, sorry. Come back to the front. We'll do it this way. We're going to come into our forward bend. Good. Looking for the stretch in the legs, but without the skin of the spine feeling taut. So bend your knees enough, or straighten your legs enough, whichever you need. Good. Now we're going to step the right foot back, a nice big distance for Virabhadrasana 1. But before you start to lift, really try to plant the feet, bend the front leg, and feel that the legs are powerful here, that you have a really good awareness of the feet. Good, so that when we lift up, arms up by the ears, there's an ease to the balance. There's a feeling of foundation. We're going to lift the belly, lift the breastbone, looking up. Bend your front knee as much as feels right for you. Good. Take your arms out by the side, looking forward. And we're going to turn our torso to the right side, just as far as your body wants to turn. Keep the shoulder blades down. You might be reaching back with your right arm. Good. Back to face forward with the torso. Open the chest. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Press them and step forward and balance on your left leg. Bring the right toes out in front. You can have them on the floor. Lift your foot or lift your knee. Even hold your knee if you have your balance. Good, and then release. Nice work. Inhale, arms up, look up. As you exhale, find your Uttanasana, your forward bend. We want the stretch in the back of the legs, but sometimes we can get that with the legs quite bent, but we want to keep the skin of the spine relaxed. If you can find that balance. And exploring the stretch in the back of the legs. Good. And we'll get that to move right across the muscle fibers at the back of the legs by swinging a little bit from side to side. So if your hands are on your legs, you're just swinging your torso side to side. If your hands are on the floor, you can walk them around. You might feel that stretch in the back of the legs. The feeling shifts. It's not just in the one place, in that big muscle, the hamstring collection. Keep the back of the neck relaxed. Good, and then back to center. And then bend your knees and inhale and rolling up and look up. Great work. All right. We're going to step whichever foot back so you're wide-legged onto your mat, facing the long edge of the mat. Let's do toes turning in a little bit to start with. So a little bit like we did in our sort of Uttanasana. The right hand is going to head towards the left foot. So we can do that now. Right hand, left foot and left arm lift up. And we look in that direction. And then we inhale, feel that core support, lifting the pelvic floor as well, back to center. And as you exhale, left hand reaches to the right leg. in that direction. Right arm lifts and we look up in that direction. As you lift up, feel the core support. Pelvic floor lifts, strong thighs, buttocks, abdomen. Good. Back up to center and keep going. Finding your own breath rhythm. Enjoying that good support from your body. Remember, lift the pelvic floor. We're going to finish off going right hand, left side. Beautiful. Turn your feet so your toes point out and drop your hips. And we really want to lift the pelvic floor now. Good. Lift the belly. Hands in front of the heart. Finding that deep breath. Finding an ease to the spine. Feeling the work in the hips. Good. We're going to try and lift the heels up off the floor. Hold your balance. And release. And straighten your leg. Good. You can stamp or jump, however you want to get back to Tadasana. Mountain pose. Good. Start to bend your upper body, your rib cage, from side to side. Good. Now you're going to add your arm in. So if you're bending to the left, your right arm reaches over. You might already have felt the core of the body switches on to support the spine. So you can feel the abdomen, the side of the waist. There's a necessary power required to keep the spine healthy. We're going to do that again, but seated, and just think about how you sit down, all the little movements that you make, appreciating those movements, even if they feel awkward. So bending again, rib cage. You go to the left, your body goes left, your right arm goes overhead. A little bit different here. It's harder to really notice the work of the core. Find your breath. Feel the lift of the belly. Subtle and supple movement. And you reach where it feels good for your back. Good. And then turning around to your left. So twist, find the length of your spine and find the breath. That room to move on the exhalation. Room to move your ribs, diaphragm. to relax your shoulders. Good, and then coming back to center. Change the cross of your leg. Turning to the right side. Lifting the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And finding your breath. The expansion of the ribs with the inhalation. The contraction, the exhalation. The room to move. Good, and then release. And come back to center. We're going to lay down. Back to feet, hip width and parallel. Arms by your sides and press the palms down. Lift the hips up off the floor. If you can do that without really using the leg muscles or feet very much. So what you feel is there's a kind of lacklusterness to the movement. All right, and then lower your hips. We're going to really activate the whole body in that lift. Oh, excuse me. So press your feet, squeeze the buttock, and really lift. Lengthen the spine. And feel that energy available. Find that deep breath. Good, and then releasing bone by bone. Good, and again, we're going to harness all that potential, muscular potential, awareness in the body to lift up powerfully, energetically. Nice, deep, replenishing breath. And then lowering down bone. Good. And then reach the arms out and hug the feet in a little bit closer. Inside edges of the feet together, knees together. Lift the hips, swing them left, knees go right. We keep the left shoulder blade on the floor. Let's try here to take a passive approach. So we're going to keep the legs relaxed, but that doesn't mean that it feels lackluster in your body. You can reach where you need to reach. Feel the vitality of the breath. The lengthening of the left side of the body. Good. And then use your awareness of the core of your body so you keep a healthy spine as you lift your legs. Come back to center. Lift the hips, swing them right. Knees go left. So even though we're keeping the legs relaxed here on the floor, the right shoulder blade relaxed, looking right. Good. And passive, but with a feeling of vitality. So reaching out with your right hand, right arm, your right knee can move over to the left side. Using the life force of the breath. Beautiful. Bring your awareness to the core of your body. So when you lift, there's an ease of the spine. The knees into the chest and rocking a little bit from side to please, by all means, lay your legs out and stay in your own Shavasana. If, like me, you need to finish your practice, you can roll over to your side and come up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.